6.5 pound, and comes to the ring as the light heavyweight champion of Illinois. Please welcome the challenger for the title, Wayne Hankins. And across the ring in the blue corner, wearing the white trunks trimmed with gold, coming from Tottenham, London, is undefeated as a professional with 16 contests, 13 wins by way of KO. He weighed in at 12 stone 7 and is the current WBO Inter-Continental light heavyweight champion. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting Mark Prince. Mr. Mickey Van will now give instructions to both boxers.
So this is the WBO Inter-Continental, which is the sort of second division championship, but a stepping stone to the main one, with the unbeaten Mark Prince of Tottenham in London, who's having a lot more success in his local football team these days, against Wayne Hankins of Chicago, who's I think he's 38, but I haven't had it to... It's not my idea of a great opponent, I don't think. A fighting fireman's been a pro since 1985.
Round 1.
So he's only had 15 fights in 12 years. Apparently he had a 5-year retirement. So now we'll find out whether Mark Prince can take this fella a bit out early. He should do. It's his second defence. He beat another American called Bruce Rumbold in the 3rd round. That was in Widnes in the north of England. He won the title against the Mancunian, the Manchester man, Maurice Corr. Certainly in one very great battle against the Leeds boxer Michael Gale last February, Mark Prince. So I hope really that the American could take the fight to him a little bit and we get a bit of interest out of it. The 175 pound division, or 12 stone 7. And Hankins' 2 losses were both stoppages. I don't quite know what winning the Illinois State Championship at light heavyweight means. He did that in '96. But it probably only one fight, one challenger for it, I would think. It's a little bit, slightly porty, I would have thought, Haynes there. A little bit of softness around the belly. So we'll see what happens if Mark Prince starts digging them in down there. The usual accompaniment there of ringside is keep working, Mark. And what else can he do? Just throw a few punches, I think, would be a good idea. I think I should call him Mark Time rather than Mark Prince at the moment. He's 28, by the way. Certainly making a lot of noise on these ring boards as they're getting around, these 2 big guys. Well, he's not all nothing, is he, Hankins? As I say, very inexperienced. And taken a long time. I don't know why he's taken that time. Maybe it was in fairness to him, the fireman training bit. He's actually supposed to fight the Englishman Richie Woodhall last September at super middleweight. That's a weight below this. But that match fell through, apparently. Well, he managed to get one dig in at the end of the round. Well, now, the officials are all from Britain here. Referees Mickey Van, well-known referees, all of them. Roy Francis, Paul Thomas and Dave Paris. Carly Carew was the trainer here, who was I think the actual parent of Adrian Dodson, who's challenger of the World Championship, is unbeaten against Ron Winky Wright next week. But they apparently have split up now.
Set out. Round 2.
So let's hope we get a bit more action here, certainly from Mark Prince. You can't blame Hankins for moving around the ring and not taking punches. It's up to the champion to start throwing them. We've got a 79-inch reach, actually, Prince, which that's always measured, by the way, as a double span arms out, not one arm. It looks as though Hankins has been around a bit, doesn't it? 38 or not. Somewhat statuesque, isn't he, the British fighter? Hardly the way to pack him in with. I don't blame him for having a look at this guy and say, well, let's see what he's got first. But on the other hand, I think you could really judge that by his record or the ordinary opponents that he's fought in the past. And knowing, of course, that the American's been stopped a couple of times. Looks as though Hankins really is heavier of the two, but in fact he isn't. He's well, he's actually only just half a pound heavy, half a pound lighter actually. But he's a well-built light heavyweight, Mark Prince. Definitely too much posing by Prince here. He's got to get on with it a bit.
Hold him, Hankins. Get off him.
Well, a little reminder there was Eddie. I'm going to say Eddie Van. He used to be a boxer, actually. Mickey Van. And don't hold him. Get off him. He said to Hankins. I'm not sure he understood the Yorkshire referee's accent. He's actually an interesting story, the referee. He comes from a very well-known circus family, and his dad was a world-class knife thrower. Well now, a little quiet conversation going on in the corner there. I think he needs a little bit of a rousing there. Oops, there it is. That might frighten him a bit. Well, he's certainly getting a long lecture there, but whether it'll do any good, we'll find out. Let's have another quick look at what action we have seen. Decent jabber, isn't he? But let's see, even with that long reach, he fell short there.
Set out.
And that was where he got wound for holding on, and he really did hang on, didn't he, Hankins? Third round then. So we're all praying that this is going to liven up a bit. The thought of 12 rounds of hit and hop it and posing will not impress this crowd at all. Yes, he's starting to work a little bit here, to give him his due, Prince. I think his reconnoitering is over. I shouldn't think he's got too much to worry about, surely. We'd have heard about this fellow Hankins before if he was a bit of a danger man.
Good job. And again. Get back on the jab.
He keeps tracking him all the time, Prince. He's just waiting for an opportunity, one would suspect. At least I hope he is. Oh, well, not from that stance he won't. He'll only need one decent clip on the chin for Hankins, and then presumably Mark Prince will open up then. As I say, he has been in some great battles. He won the London Amateur Championships when he was almost a novice back in '92. And then when he turned pro in '93, I remember he was down in his first fight, but he got over that all right. And he's been a distance 3 times. One of them against the very tasty American Lindsey Morgan, who fought Nigel Benn. Looks like he's unloading now, that cocking that right hand now, that, whoops, well out of distance, telling him not to slap, and quite rightly so. Oh dear, that wasn't, he's out, he won't get up from that. He was gone before he hit the floor, no question, and quite rightly, take the gum shield out, turn him on the side, and let the doctors deal with it. Well, he looked really awful, that opening round, Mark Prince, and I did warn you there that he'd got that right hand cock for the payoff, you know, waiting for the target to arrive, and as he did, it was a peach of a blow. Well, they're not getting much to lose. See, the doctors there, the grey-haired gentleman, are saying, you stay where you are, we don't want you up yet. But he's, you know, that's a normal reaction there to pull himself up. Well, he came a long way to oblige, didn't he, all the way from Chicago? And I said, he wondered what hit him there. Let's have a look at it now. She winds it right up. Bingo. I mean, he dropped his hands, it went right to his boots, that punch. Almost like a tree being felled and calling out timber. Yeah, pretty pitiful, embarrassing sight there in public, that one for him, isn't it? Once more, I think he'll get it there again, won't he? Yes, he will. Bang. But it's only the side of the face. It's on the side of the jaw, really, but it certainly worked. He's having a little chat now in the ring to his second, and the referee smiling at him. And he's saying, has anybody got the number of that truck that just ran over me? So the crowd giving him some applause, and quite rightly so. He came to do his best, but I'm afraid it wasn't good enough. A bit of consoling from the winner there, as often happens in boxing. Of course, it's... See, they won't let him rush out there. The doctor said, I want to see him make sure he's got his legs are okay before he starts climbing back down those stairs. Strong looking man though, isn't he? A whack from him, you know where it's at. So Mark Prince, 17 now on the spin, and 14 of them inside the distance, with the perfect KO with that one.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 2 minutes 23 seconds of the third round, Wayne Hankins fails to beat the referee's count to 10. The winner by count out, and still WBO and new IBF Intercontinental Light Heavyweight Champion, Mark Prince.
So there he is, milking the plaudits that he's entitled to. And with that, it's goodbye from me at ringside, Reg Guthridge.
I'd like to show your appreciation for a good loser please for Wayne Hankins. I'll now call upon the steward in charge, Mr. Bob Graham, BEM, and Mr. Simon Block to present the 2 championship belts.
Nice one.